Hey team, welcome, 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 welcome. Welcome, guys. Hope you guys can hear me fine, see me fine. Welcome to another week of Agency Secrets. Let's have a chat very quickly. Look, waiting for a few more people to come in, then we're just going to get started. So today's topic is all about client expectation. Had a really awesome week last week. So I want to walk you through with a couple of clients from our agency, what happened, and also some of the clients which are coming through. So I thought it's a good idea to share this experience today with you guys. Um, See how you can actually learn from it, and also what I learned from it as well. Some of the things you might want to jot it down as well, because it's a really, really, really important um, to have this some sort of system in place where you can actually keep or make sure your client expectation is having met every week. On weekly basis. So let's get into it. Let's get started. I think let's talk about this. I think Jay Ibrahim, probably Jay Abraham said it. He said, "Our business, we only have two things to do. One is get new clients and learn how to keep the existing ones. So there's nothing else to do. There's only two things to do. One is get new clients and learn how to keep the existing ones. And I think it's really important. It takes a lot of effort, if you haven't realized by now, to get new clients, right? Meaning that you have to build a credibility. You have to do so much stuff to to get new clients for your business, but it is really easy to keep the existing ones. So if you already have existing clients, it's really easy to keep the existing one because the credibility is there. You already done the work, and now you just need to take them to the next level. So it's really important so to understand these concepts, whatever we're going to talk about today, because for your business to be get to the next level, it's not how much money you make, it's how much money you make every month in your business, right? So meaning that if you're just getting new clients each month, after 6 months you're just going to get tired. And I've seen in a lot of businesses people who rely on new businesses every month, and if their sales guy leave, if they get sick, something happens, the business kind of stops. And I learned this hard way early, in my early days of business, that when I was running after clients and I'm trying to find the clients every month, I just got tired after 6 months, because I thought there has got to be a better way of doing it, because you can't just keep going out and looking for clients every month. If you keep going out and looking for clients every month, um, it's going to be really tiring, to be honest. It's going to be really, really tiring. After 3 months, you're going to start looking back and saying, have I made the right decision? Should I be doing this? Um, is it better to go back to job, because jobs seem easier than hunting for clients? And and today we're going to look at it, how we can actually do it, right? So if we only have two jobs in business, meaning that we have to get new clients and we have to learn how to keep the existing one, let's learn a process where we understand how to keep the existing clients, right? It makes it easy for us, and also it's good for your business that you keep the existing one. People who keep paying you monthly recurring revenue is the best clients, right? You just want to have more of them who start with you on a journey and then stay with you for next 12 months, 24, 36 months. We still have those clients. Look, um, I think fortunate enough to have or still have those clients. So when I got started, like we started with them for monthly 997, and that's just the honest truth. They were paying 997 for us to do everything for them, basically marketing and all that. Now the same thing, they pay $3,000, right? So the times have changed, and the money's got changed as well, but they're still with us, right? So the reason they are with us is not because we are the best marketer, we can do Facebook ads really well, or we can do Google ads really well, or some sort of marketing really well. No, it's because they love the strategies, they love the mindset, they love the thinking behind it. So I think the core of our ABS is everything. If you look at it, is all about sell your thinking, not your typing skill, not your Facebook ad skills, not your Google ad skills, nothing about that. Because people who sell that, they become a commodity, and they get compared with people in Philippines or India or some other part of the world, and you don't want to do that, right? So the more you learn this, the more it is better for your business that, hey, you must be getting hired for your strategies, meaning that people see you as a strategist, right? Um, that's why very early stages of my business, I've been, become a board member. I became a CMO, became an advisor to many companies, um, just because of same reason, right? Because most people, what they were doing in the marketing world, is doing the marketing for them, but not strategies for them. Nobody's talking about the strategy. And what people look for, mostly they look for is a strategy. People who look for, just marketing stuff, they're the people or the commodity people that probably not for you, right? So initially they're good, but not for the long term. So let's get started. I think let's talk about it. What are the things we need to look into it? If you want to keep a client for long term, this video is for you, because this is what we're going to talk about today, right? So um, I want to go through first for you to understand the client world, right? It's really important that you understand different type of clients first before we deep dive into the other bits, right? Because once you understand different type of clients, you can have a different type of prescription for them, and you'll see that um, after you served at least 10 clients or 15 clients in your business, you'll sort of understand what I'm talking about today. If you already have 15, 20 clients, done the work, this probably you're going to resonate with this really well, because these are the people you're going to meet along the journey, right? So let's get into it. The first type of clients you're going to meet, you know are the stranger clients, and they're the stranger people, right? So meaning that um, they're the kind of people who are uh, you know will who are stranger and will always stay a stranger. And somehow some sort of marketing you run, and you're really good at marketing, like the way we're pretty good with marketing, right? Somebody comes and knock on your door, subscribe to your stuff, book a call with you, pay you the money, and jag, I'm in, right? So but what happens is, after the onboarding call is done, everything is done, they kind of become a stranger. They don't do the work. They're supposed to do certain things. They don't show up. They don't organize any other meetings. They just don't show up. But they keep paying you money, right? Money is not a problem. They keep paying you money, and but they don't show up. They don't do anything. There is no work done. Some of you guys might be thinking, "Hey, Jack, I want these kind of clients. They where you don't have to do the work, but they're still your clients, right? They're still your clients." Um, I know this sounds right. I know this sounds really cool, um, but you don't want to have these type of clients, right? There is one big reason for this. One is because there is nothing gets done, right? Meaning that you're making money, yes, but making money is not the only thing in the business, right? First of all, if you're just starting out, you need few people to practice, right? You just want to do the work. Second thing is, you want to build your credibility in the marketplace, meaning that you want to have certain people where you've done the work, you learned from it, and you changed it, and you're trying it again, meaning that you're trying and working through it. You need that sort of people, where you can actually do the work. So I mean, I know this sounds right. Strangers sounds really well, but you don't want to have strangers in your business. So there is a way you can actually wake them up. They're kind of one of those people who just gone to sleep, or they're busy with other stuff. Um, there's not much you can do, but certain things you can do. One is, you do your part, right? This is the important thing to remember this. Um, you must do your part, right? Meaning that you must do your part. Um, you can't just say, hey, I'm not going to do it. They're not showing up, and I'm not going to do my part. You're not going to organize weekly meetings. You're not going to send them emails. You're not going to send them reports. You're not going to do anything. So if you don't do this, this is the worst thing, meaning that you don't want to do this, right? You want to continue to do whatever you're supposed to do for that business, even though the client become a stranger. Because down the track, in next 3 months, they already paid you the money. Some of them might wake up and say, hey, what did you do on my account? I was busy. I didn't get a chance to look at it. I was doing this, that, whatever that might be for them. um, what did you do for us? And that time you can show, hey, we're doing this. I've been sending you reports. I've been sending you this. We send these many emails, but haven't respond. Look for a response, right? So remember this: there is going to be people in your business who become stranger. So you still do the work. You still do the work, right? So you can't just say, I'm not going to do the work, right? Number two type of clients is prospects. Let me explain by what I mean by prospect. Um, when I say prospect, um, they pay you the money, they become your client, then you expect them to, let's move on and do the work. So what you want is you want doing, you want them to do the work. But what they are, they're still in hunting zone. They're still hunting. They're still one of those places where they're still watching your they're still downloading your lead magnets. They're still looking at your other content which is for prospect, instead of looking the other bits, right? Meaning that organizing meeting with you, doing the work with you, doing all that sort of work. They're still staying in a prospective zone. They still doing or subscribing to your marketing material, not doing the work. So they want to stay prospect, meaning that they're still doing that hunting zone. So the best way to get on this, we're going to talk about this right later, what are the steps you do it, but you got to mind it, what type of people you're going to meet. So these are the prospects, or these are the people, clients you're going to have. They stay in the prospect zone. They're just going to be downloading your stuff again and again. One book can be downloaded by 5 or 10 times without knowing, because they just keep thinking it's a new thing. Uh, it's strange, but this is how they do it, right? So we got a few people online. Let me know if that makes sense, right? If you ever had any sort of clients like this. One is a stranger, the other one is a prospect who stay in the prospect zone. So this is type of clients you're probably going to get, right? We're just going through it. Then what we do is we're just going to talk about the other bits after that, right? The other clients you're going to get is called negotiators, right? These are the client, right? So these are the clients uh, you're going to get. They always going to be negotiating about something. Meetings, dollars, images. It's always about negative. Can I pay later? Can I pay do this? Can I start? Um, I can't come to this meeting. Can we do another meetings? They always be negotiating. I think these are the clients which are interesting clients, but they're always getting distracted every week. These are the people who kind of going after the shining object syndrome, right? These are the people who yeah. So these are the people who are going after the shining object syndrome thing, right? They kind of always get distracted. They are kind of distracted clients. They're negotiating with everything and everything, whatever you do. Doesn't matter what you do, they're just going to be negotiating with you. They're going to be saying, hey, this doesn't work. What about this? What about this? What about that? They're always negotiating it. If you say meeting at this time, 10 o'clock, I want to catch up with you, they're going to be coming back saying, hey, can we do it at 3 o'clock, right? If you go at 3 o'clock, you send them the strategy, you have a meeting with them, and you decide a strategy, you put it everything together, you send them the email with the strategy, what they discussed in the meeting. After the meeting, they're going to come back and say, once you send an email saying, hey, can we change this to that? Can we change this to that? Meaning that you done the meeting, you agreed the strategy, you said, hey, this is a strategy, what are we going to work on? And you send them the email to confirm it, but they come back just negotiating again on the same thing, what they agreed in the meeting, right? Then you go back to the whiteboard again, then you have the meeting again, then you're negotiating again about something. So there is always a negotiation going on with them, right? These are the people always negotiating, right? Always negotiating. Number four type of clients you probably going to get are the one they are dabblers, right? Dabblers is again distracted, always distracted. Um, they just gonna come to your first 5 meetings or 2 meetings or 3 meetings or the first month of, if you're selling 90-day stuff, You're saying, hey, 90-day agreement, let's work on the 90-day program, and you work on the 90-day thing. And then what they're going to do is they're going to be first 3 days, they're going to be full on with you, like full on emailing, all that sort of stuff. But then something is going to happen after day 7. they they're not there. You're knocking on the door and you're speaking to them, they just not there anymore. After 30 days, you can't even find them. Like they become strangers. Like, they kind of gone, disappeared. And then what happens is, about the 90-day about to come, and you kind of want to talk to them. So what we do is, when you're selling 90-day, what we want to do is at day number, 60 to, it's about 75 days within the contract, you want to have a negotiation, right? You want to talk about the next step. When you want to speak to them in during these days, they want to come back and they want to have everything done in next 15 days. They're like, man, I know we done the work. Sorry, I've been really busy. Um, I know that we just want to get work done now. Can we do this? Then they're gonna have this. They're gonna have this, and can you get it done everything in 15 days? Now, what happens is, because you want them to stay with you for 12 months, um, sometime, and I'm guilty of that as well. I did that. uh, Sometimes you say, hey, I want to stay with this client for 12 months. Let's do that in 15 days. So the work's supposed to be done in 70 days or 75 days. Now you're trying to get it done in 15 days. Everything, right? Everything, you want to get it done in 15 days. Because you want to get it everything done in 15 days, you know that it's not going to be possible. But you are good enough. You say, hey, I want to try it. Because you want to try it, that's going to be the problem, right? And we're going to talk about that later, right? So you're going to meet dabblers, a lot of dabblers, and that's just the way it is, right? So I think you're going to meet all these clients. The reason I'm sort of telling you these one, because we've been through all of them. I've been through all these clients. I've spoken to each and every one of them. So the reason for this is, this video very specifically, this class is, you're going to meet these people. I know that, right? If you're running any sort of business, let alone marketing agency, doesn't matter what you're running, you're going to meet these sort of people anyway. Let's put some sort of criteria. Let's put some sort of caveats. Let's put some sort of agreements together, so that when you meet them, you have things covered for you, right? So we want to make sure we protect you as a business owner, and we want to make sure that you don't get pushed around by people, which happens quite a lot in the industry, very specifically like in our industry, which happens quite a lot. And because we come from that nature, hey, we want to help them, we kind of bend backwards and trying to help people, right? So last one is the one, are your perfect client. These are the perfect clients you really want to have. So these are the guys or people. These are the, female, male, doesn't matter who they are. Um, they are the people that you really want them as your clients. They are the perfect client. They do exactly what you tell them. They show up at every week meeting. They do exactly what you sort of give them the instruction. They provide all the information. You ask them to do video, they do the video. You ask them to do a subscription of something, they do the subscription. You ask them to pay the money, they pay the money. They do everything, whatever you tell them to do, and they take action, right? At the end, they get results as well, but they do exactly what it is, right? So now the thing is, because you want these type of clients, I know that some of you guys probably getting these type of clients, right? The top, what we talked about. Some of you guys getting these strangers, prospect, negotiators, dabblers. You're getting them, right? Um, but you also, some of you guys may have already gotten the perfect clients, or you're probably looking for the perfect clients. So, sometimes what happens is, in our businesses, doesn't matter what you do, whether you're doing marketing for somebody, we kind of look for perfect clients, but we keep meeting those people which we don't want. And we say that all the time. Hey, I don't want these type of people. I don't know why I'm getting these type of people. If I even get these type of people, that'd be awesome, right? So yes, you're going to meet perfect clients. Yes, I know that you're going to meet your perfect ideal clients who do exactly what you tell them. But the only way you're going to meet them, if you know who they are. if you know exactly who they are, what they're supposed to be looking like. I mean, not the pictures of images or the name. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the features, like, if you're buying a new TV or if you're buying a new car, you would have a list of features you're looking for, right? You're step by step, hey, I want the cruise control, I want this, I want electric, I want this type of car, I want diesel, I want petrol, whatever that is. You kind of know the list of the features you want. But do you have a feature for your clients? The perfect ones. What sort of perfect client would you have or would you want to have? They should have these certain things, meaning that they pay you money on time, right? They do exactly what you do. So now the next question is, if you already have the list of the features of the client you're looking for, and they do exactly what you tell them to do, you tell them, or you do it, I mean, they do exactly what you tell them to do, what sort of results you can get it for them, and what sort of problems you can solve for them. What sort of results you can get it for them, what sort of problems you can solve for them, right? What problems you can solve for your perfect clients. What problems you can solve for your perfect clients. This is everything if you can figure that out. Yes, results matters. Yes, but they don't matter that much, to be honest. The problems you can solve matters the most, and I'll tell you why. I'll tell you exactly why as well. Let me give you an example. I think that probably be better. Let's talk about results and let's talk about problems. Right. We help scale businesses to $1 million, right? Right. We help scale businesses to $1 million revenue. I'm going to make you $1 million agency owner. Right. Problems. We help people get consistent clients or new clients in the business. We systemize their delivery. We help them systemize their delivery. And also we help them scale, meaning that we help them understand how to retain new clients, how to upsell your services, and also how to make sure that your clients don't basically leave you, right? So we fix 3 problems. We fix new client problems, we fix delivery, and we fix scaling issues, right? These are 3 problems we solve in any business, right? Now, let me ask you this question. In my marketing, if I talk about this, especially in our country, especially here in Australia, right? Or any New Zealand or America, or if I talk about results the most in my marketing, I'm going to sound like a douchebag, right? So meaning that, hey, come to me, I'm going to take you to $1 million revenue. Yes, that's what we're going to do, of course, but it doesn't sound right. Right? So people who talk about money in public just doesn't feel right for people. And I believe that as well, right? So we talk about problems. We say, hey, you have this problem, meaning that you don't know how to get consistent clients for your business. You don't know that. You want to get new clients? Come to us, we help you. You want to understand the systems and the processes and the teams, meaning that you want to fix the delivery bit, come to us, we'll help you. And you need help scaling, mean that you want to retain existing clients rather than let them go, come to us, we'll help you, right? What it means is talking problems matters the most. So in your marketing, when you're there, talk about the problems more rather than the results you can get it for them. Because when people talk about more results, it just doesn't sound right in marketing, right? So very specifically in your marketing, when you're sending out emails, when you're sending out messages, it's really important to make sure you talk about problems, right? These are the problems you solve. So now coming back to the same thing where we started, right? So what are the things we need to make sure that we get our client expectation right? So I want to tell you a very quick story before we get into it, right? So why Uber is really famous than a taxi? Why Uber is really famous or became a billion-dollar company, and it kind of got rid of all the taxis from the planet, right? So why is that? Why is that? Why is Uber sort of became a #1 company, right? Let me give you an example of this, what happened, right? So one of the biggest thing is taxi industry. If you look at it, we always, pick up a phone and call people for our taxis. We also had an app developed by many companies. If you say to somebody saying, hey, the reason Uber is better because they have an app, no, many taxi industry companies, yellow cab or black cab, they all had apps. They developed app pretty quickly, like within few months, they already have apps. So here is one big thing happened. Whenever you order an Uber doesn't actually, yes, they have revolutionized the taxi industry, but what they tapped into is completely different than what taxi industry wanted to do. They tapped into people's expectation, right? Look at this very small thing, but made the biggest difference. So the reason Uber is really good, because they realized people don't mind waiting as long as they know how long they have to wait. Now think of an example. Saturday night, you want to go out with your family, your other friends, you want to go out and drinking. You call a cab, and now what happens? You're waiting. You're waiting. Sometime if it's a Melbourne like cold, you're waiting outside, or you don't know when the taxi is going to show up. This is what happened to us, right? You don't know when the taxi is going to show up. You're just like walking around the house. You can't sit down. You can't eat anything because you don't know when the taxi guy is going to show up. You have no idea, right? So there is no information. You just call the cab and now just waiting. And that wait might be 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 20 minutes, 30 minutes, 5 minutes, but that feels like 5 hours. You might call a few times the taxi guys. But what happens with the Uber? Before you tap that you want to order a cab or Uber, they tell you exactly how many minutes you have to wait. Before even you try to do it, hey, you have 4 Uber in your area. Wait time is 4 minutes. Then what happens? The moment you do it, it tells you how many minutes the driver and the car is away. Right? Sometime, if you haven't done it, try this. It's a lot of fun and you feel like a genius. The moment Uber about to come to your door, just, that it's going to come in within, I don't know, 30 seconds. You know that it's turn left, open the garage or whatever way you get out of the house and just walk and try to align your timing with the Uber guy. Do that. It's a lot of fun. It feels like, holy crap, I've done really well. So align that with the people. And if you are sitting at a pub or restaurant having a food and you're looking at it, sometimes the guy is going to come at the curve, park at the driveway or something. You kind of leave restaurant at the same time when the guy is about to come and try to align that. So that became a lot of fun, meaning that people don't mind waiting. People just don't like waiting without knowing how long the wait is, right? So that's what they tapped into, right? That's what people tapped into. That's why Uber is really famous. So meaning that we want to make sure that in our business we do exactly what Uber does. Uber does exactly the same thing. They know and they tell the client what to expect, right? What to expect. And there is nothing better than that, right? There is nothing better than that. So one thing, I think we all did it. We kind of know now. Before, I don't know if you talk about 10, 15 years ago, 20 years ago, we didn't have this service. And the trains did the same thing, right? Train stations did the same thing. They tell you exactly when the next train is going to come, right? Meaning that people don't mind waiting as long as they know how long they have to wait, right? So what we can do in our business is to make sure that the clients feel exactly the same way. They know the acceptance. The first thing is, and the most important thing, if you don't have a process together, this is the first thing you must do in your business, meaning that you must have an onboarding process, right? So first is onboarding. If you don't have an onboarding process, You must put steps together. In ABS, we have onboarding process. All the students get access to that. We give the, step by step how to onboard your client for your business, meaning that what are the questions you must ask? What are the things you must do during that onboarding process? So you must have an onboarding process for your business. If you don't have it, that's just going to be really hard. So that's where what we're going to do. We're going to set the expectation. All right. Onboarding is the place where we set the expectation. We set the frame, meaning that what to expect, and we talk about that. Um, Frame, what I mean by that is depending how you want to deal with the client, right? What we talk about, we say, hey, we are part of your team, right? We are not an external vendor. We work as part of your team. So it's really important that you frame it that way. Then you talk about, sorry, let me remove this. And you talk about your communication model, meaning that how are you going to speak to them? Are you going to speak to them by Slack? Are you speak to them by email? Are you going to speak to them through Messenger? What are the ways you're going to speak to them and how that looks like? I mean, the client need to know what's going to happen, right? The other thing is you must talk about weekly expectations, right? What is expected on weekly basis? If you don't have a plan, if you're working with somebody for 90 days, and what does that 90-day plan look like? Put a 90-day plan together for every project you want to work on. Like for us, we work on the fast growth method, we work on the cold outreach, we work on that, the content machine, whatever we work on, we have a 90-day plan. If client comes to us and say, hey, I'm looking for a plan, what are you guys going to do with me for next 90 days? There is a plan for that, right? So you must develop a plan and tell them this is what's going to happen every week. Why is that? Because they know what to expect every week, right? The other thing is, what do you want them to do, right? Meaning that what's expected from them, right? What do you need from them on a weekly basis? One of the worst things is going to happen, and I can tell you now, I can warn you now, many clients will not what you want them to do. They won't do it. Right? They won't do it on time. They won't get back to you. They're going to get busy. They're just not going to do it. Because of that, it's going to delay your process. Right? Meaning if you have a 90-day process with them, you want to work with them for 90 days so that you can get to them to the next level. They're going to not do what you tell them to do every week. Meaning that if you're expecting them to give you a lead magnet, they're not going to do it. If you're going to expect them to give you a video, they're not going to do it, right? So you must have something in place to make sure that when they don't do these sort of stuff, what to do, right? You must have something in place, meaning that you must have something written down to tell exactly and ask exactly what to do. The other one, agreement. And this is my humble request. Please don't work on any client or any business until you make them sign an agreement. Do not work on any client, with any client, or any project, any business until you sign a contract. First, when you sign a contract, you look professional. Every business you want to work on, they make you sign NDAs. You make you do certain things, right? So you make sure that please do not work on any business. In my life, since I started, we had more than 600 plus people we served, we helped. I made this mistake twice. Twice, I didn't let people sign the contract or the agreement, whatever you call it. Twice, I didn't let people sign it. And what happened? Both of them kind of screwed me. Both of them didn't pay. Both of them asked for refund. Both of them sort of basically screwed. So I learned the hard way that you don't work with any client until they sign an agreement at the end, right? You make them sign it. If you don't do it, please, 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 this is a humble request for anybody running a business. You make sure you don't do it, right? Don't do it. You're going to find it really hard. Number 3 is pay in advance. This is very important, right? So any work you're going to do with any client, make them pay first, right? Make them pay first. There is a business world out there who talk about that. Hey, you work with somebody for 30 days, then send them the invoice, then get paid. Uh-uh. Not in our business, not in what we do, not at all. You always charge first. Always charge first. If somebody says, hey, this is not what we do, we don't send invoices first, you have to do the work first before we pay you. That doesn't happen in our business. Sorry, we do not start working with people until they pay us this. Right. So meaning that you must have two options. So if you're starting a new with somebody, you might say, hey, pay 5,000 or 6,000 to work with us for 90 days, or pay us $2,000 a monthly, right? So depending what how you want to do it. But you must have pay in advance stuff. Why is that? Because you want to make sure that you get to pay people first, like you pay, right? So all that. Yeah, Vanessa, you get all the access. Don't worry, you're gonna get the access and all stuff. We'll talk about that. So yeah, you'll have all the access and stuff. So we got a lot of stuff about this. So yeah, pay in advance. Make sure you pay in advance or get paid in advance. Don't wait or don't make them, say, hey, I'll wait. I'm happy to wait. No, we don't work until you pay us, right? So, all right, these are three things I really wanted to talk about today. But hope this was useful. I think the most important thing is get the client expectation right. Remember what we talked about Uber. That once you get the expectation right, what happens is then they understand what to expect from them, right? So you must have a process in place, step by step, how people need to work with you, right? So the clients are just looking for somebody to show them how it's going to work. There is no good and bad type of clients. It's like there's only educated, uneducated type of clients, meaning that they just don't know what to do. If the client is asking you too much, like for example, some people say, hey, what sort of guarantee can you give it to us? Like, many people come back and say, instead of just started justifying it, hey, we do this for you, we do this for you. I think the only question I usually ask is, hey, what sort of guarantee are you looking for? Because if they're a genuine business owner, they will understand it, right? They understand all that because they are part of that as well, right? So, all right. Hopefully this was useful. You liked it. Today we covered quite a lot of stuff. We talked about type of clients. We talked about your onboarding, your client expectation process. Yeah, that's it for me. Thank you. Hope this was useful. All right. Thanks, guys. Speak soon. Bye for now.